Do you know what's one of the best? Let me rephrase that. What's one of the most exciting things to happen once a year? And notice how I didn't say once a year, because here we are after the Apple event and I'm still iPhone 16less. Apple, excuse me. That's why the event I'm actually referring to happens in the beginning of every year. That's right, I'm talking January and February. Remember those two? Now don't get ahead of yourself, I'm not referring to the new Captain America movie coming out or even Valentine's Day. At the beginning of each year, Samsung releases new S phones. Now let's talk about the S24. Or actually kind of for the rest of the entire video. You do know that the S24 is a few months old and it isn't even the newest offering from Samsung. The new folds are the new kids on the block that's been released a few months ago. And did the suspense surrounding the S25 we talked about just abruptly disappear? That is a good point. I do know about the folds, and who are you exactly? A monkey. Now technically I'm you, but in this video I'm just going to answer the questions to get the answers from you so that the viewers can get the information that they want. Yes, there's a reason I vaguely refer to the S25, because the S24 is quite literally what the S25 is built off of. So this is kind of an important phone for the 15th generation of the Samsung S phone. The article on the internet surrounding the rumors about the S25 by John Volcasso, it was updated 3 days ago and it said we shouldn't expect a battery upgrade for the S25 Ultra. Should we assume the same is true for the S25? Okay, I'll do you a solid. Now let's skip the short answer and dive headfirst into a comprehensive review to find out if the S24's battery is good enough amongst some other things I'm going to be talking about. Just for you guys. And now, cue story time. Launched January 31st, the S24 along with his bigger brothers, namely the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra, were set with their own missions by Samsung. But the S24 was tasked with competing in the $800 or about 15,000 Rand market. Key competitors include the notorious iPhone 15, the Google Pixel 9 and the Nothing Phone 2. Hello? Hello? That's much better. Now I have a philosophy about the phone market that I'd like to share with you. That's derived from how the big smartphone companies, especially Samsung, places their phones via their prices inside of the market. Let me explain. Now let's say for a moment each of these phones represents a specific section of the smartphone market. Entry-level phones, mid-ranges and flagships. Now what the philosophy basically comes down to is the relationship between the price of the phone and all the features it offers. So as a phone gets more expensive, the amount of features you're getting that is niche, specific and won't be used by everyone increases. Whereas the price lowers, the bare bones building blocks, really important stuff of a phone will always be there. Now I hope you can agree with me, but when we take a look at some of the newer companies, just look at design language of the Samsung S24. A beautiful rectangular slab, and look at the cohesion between the models. The S22's camera module, the S24's camera module, which shows you, keyword, the innovation happens on the inside these days. But the proof is in the pudding. But I don't hope that new stuff like Apple Intelligence and the artificial intelligence is a new gimmick to get lazy. Because don't let me take away anything from the skillsmanship it took to create software that's intuitive like this. And just like that, we can find out how good Liam Livingston really is in cricket. And don't even get me started on the gallery. When he just took a photo and there's something in there that really shouldn't be in there, head to the gallery, click on the pencil, click on the 4 dots, click object eraser, click on the object, and voila! This stuff sometimes is a bigger lifesaver than aspirin. Now let's get technical. A study conducted by Cell on the 15th of January on 2024, posted by Stephen Knight, showed us that the global average phone replacement is about every 3.6 years. So it would be fitting for me to compare the S24 with the S22, but I only own a S21 FE, so you're going to have to settle for the S22. Now let's put these two phones head to head and compare them spec for spec. Now, if I were to ask you what the most important aspects on a smartphone were, you would tell me? Comment it down below. So let's start with the processing. The S24 has an expected 2-generational leap over the S22, jumping from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 to the Snapdragon 8 3rd generation for Samsung. Keyword. Now, in the cameras, take a look at these two pictures and decide which is which, and at the end I'll tell you which is which with a visualized example. Now the S22 rocks a 1 over 3.24 inch camera, and the S24 rocks a 1 over 1.56 inch camera. Now if I zoom in to the text in these two photos, you can immediately see the quality improvement. Next, the screen. From the S22 to the S24, the screen was increased by 1/10 of an inch diagonally, and the screen to border ratio also improved with 2.5%. And lastly, to show you what 1300 nits on top of last year's 1300 nits of improved brightness looks like. Enjoy your day.